Hey y'all. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. I am just so excited. I told y'all last week I will be bringing in these women that are in healthy, successful marriages, and I got a show for y'all today. I am super excited. I cannot wait to have this conversation with these beautiful ladies. Are y'all ready? I'm about to bring her on, honey. All right. My first guest for today. Let's see. Hey, Shelly. Oh my God. I had already did like a little intro. I say, I am so excited to have you today. You look beautiful. Y'all, this is
Thank
my
you.
sorority sister. I love her to death.
Yes.
She is doing all of it. She's doing it. She's so inspiring. I've known her forever. I
Yes.
was in her wedding 27 years ago. So I'm like, who else? I, I had to like, I'm like, you was the first person that came to my mind. I said, let's talk to these ladies and let them know what's going on. So I'm gonna have you just tell everybody. I know everything about you, Jack, but just let everybody know who you are, where you're from, what you do, all that good stuff. Just a little intro.
Just a little something, something. Oh, first off, thank you for asking me. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be here. And Lynn and I go way, way back. Congratulations on Clock In with Lynn. I love it. Love it.
Thank
Love it.
you.
I also have a communications background. I was a television news anchor and reporter for many years. I was nominated for an Emmy, and then life happened, and I moved away from our home in Arkansas and got married. And I am married to the love of my life.
Oh, come
He
on.
is all of that to me. And
So
he might not be perfect, but like I told Lynn, he's perfect for me. And Lynn remembers when I met him, we had our first date, and all that exciting stuff that happens to lead up to the big day. And she was right there with me as we walked down the aisle. At that time, I was on television, so they had the wedding on TV, and we just had a wonderful time
I,
celebrating our love.
yes.
And from that, we moved, and we've moved 7 times across this nation. And I have followed him everywhere. He said, "Time to go." I said, "Okay, that's fine.
Right.
I'm going to be right there by your side." Yes, yes. And so James is my heart. And then you'll see behind me, get some pictures there. These are my babies. So we have 2 girls. Jasmine is 24 and Jayla is 22. I cannot believe that I'm saying that. That just
Great.
doesn't seem right because,
Great.
you were right there for all of that. When I called you and go, "Leon, I'm pregnant. I'm so excited." And so they are also members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Good.
I'm very proud of that and have followed in their mom's footsteps of working and being of service to all mankind.
That is right.
And Jasmine is a first year medical school student. She graduated from Harvard and now she is at Northwestern.
Did you say Harvard? Did you say Harvard?
She went to Harvard. So proud of that. And so
And she was a cheerleader like Auntie Lynn.
that's it. That's it.
Yes.
For sure. She loves Auntie Land
She
and
was a
she has
cheerleader. We was
represented for all of
yeah,
us.
buddy.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
loved it.
We're
I was
proud.
a cheerleader. She followed in the cheerleader footsteps. I love it.
All
So
of it.
so let's go back. How did you meet James?
Oh, okay. I will tell you. We met at a football game. I did not want to go because Lynn, I'm really not into sports and all of that. But my best friend, Salandria Jackson, we call her Booby, made me go. And she says, "Let's go," because her cousin was a football player and he was a quarterback for the team. And this was in Little Rock, Arkansas. This was at home. And it was a Friday night, September 1st, 1995. I remember it well. And
Okay.
we
Okay.
got to the game. I'm sitting there on the end in our section, and I look over in the next section, and James is 4 rows in front of us on the left, on the end, and he's sitting there like this, by himself, not bothering anybody. And I remember saying to Solandria, I
Mhm.
hunched her and I saw him and I said, "That's my husband."
Mhm.
And she was like, "That's Buck." And I was like, who names their child Buck? And she said, "That's his nickname. His family is a well-to-do family in Marianna, Arkansas. His parents were educators and they taught all of us because her family's from Marianna. So this was a rivalry game that we were at. And his brother,
Mhm.
his little brother, was a quarterback for the other team. And so I said, "Well, I don't know who he is. I don't know anything about this book. But I tell you what, that's my husband." And I was done with it because she knew I would never go introduce myself. That just wasn't me. I wouldn't make the first move. So she said a few minutes later, "I'm going to go to the bathroom." And she went up and around and came down the other side and went over. And I didn't know, but her cousins were behind me and they were saying, "Look, look, look. She's going to see him. She's going to introduce him. She's going to get y'all hooked up." And I was just like, "Oh my." And they said, "Look, Shelly," because that's what everybody calls him. "Shelly, look, he's waving. He's waving." And I'm like, "Hi." And she
Right.
brought him back. She brought him back up and introduced him to me. And he
That's
asked if he could sit down and sit with me for the rest of the game. And I said, "Sure." And we've been together ever since. I knew. I knew when I saw him that he was perfect
so
for me.
good. I
He was
love it. I love it. I love it. I love
we've
it.
been together September 1st of 95 to this day. We have
Mm,
been
mm.
together. Yeah, yeah.
Child, this is so good. This is just making my heart smile because you know
That's
this
my
is
boo girl. That is my boo. And these earrings will come off in 2 seconds.
you better tell these. You better tell them. You better tell them.
Don't get it
Okay,
twisted.
that's
Okay.
right.
Real
Don't
sensitive
don't
on.
hurt about her man. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what
Don't
part?
play. Don't play.
Play with Shelly, y'all.
That's
Y'all
it.
know what
It
we
all.
talking
Because he is my priority. My ultimate priority. And the girls know too, and I tell them when you find somebody as good to you as your dad's been to me, you will protect it as well. You know,
Absolutely.
you got to protect your mind, you got to protect your heart, and you got to protect your relationships, because
Absolutely.
you got a good man, you better protect it.
So let's talk about that. Would you have
Hmm.
a good man? Now you said you were a career woman
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
went into becoming this wife. How was that transition from being that career woman, that independent woman, to go into now you're the wife, you're the home,
Yeah,
so
just
how
making
come
it all
because
happen. Yeah.
I noticed stuff, but I just
You
need
know, you know.
people to
And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's hard. It was hard. It was hard because I go from being on television and people knowing me all over the state and having my own schedule and my own career to us moving. And our first stop was Richmond, which is where Jayla, my baby girl, was born. And no one knowing us. We had no family there. James was commuting from Richmond to Chesterfield, Virginia. So about a 45-minute drive one way. And I'm a new mom with, at that time, just one, an infant. Jasmine was 9 months old when we moved.
mm,
And it was a lot. I
mhm,
tell people too, postpartum depression is real. I
right.
went through that and I did, come out on the other side, but it's hard. And especially when you don't have your family. And my mother and my dad have been my rock. And Lynn, forever. I mean, every move, they have been there. They've helped us unpack boxes, put up pictures, just be there for the girls. Whenever we needed to go on a trip, they've come, they've babysat. And so for me, the transition to go from on television,
Right.
doing my thing, I got my undergraduate BA in journalism, my master's in mass communications, I'm Emmy nominated, to I'm at home every day.
Okay.
That was a transition. But
Right.
I think that when you figure out what your purpose is, and the purpose may fluctuate and it may change throughout life.
Right.
And you have to be willing to go through those changes. And for me, I was willing because I wanted my marriage to work.
Come on.
I'm willing to give that up. And I give all credit to my mother and my father who encouraged me to make it work. I was saying the other day, my mom would tell me in 2 seconds, okay, let me get you off the phone so you can go take care of your husband. So you can go cook some dinner, so you can go clean up, so you can go wash some clothes. Do those things that are going to keep your marriage together. And don't be too proud to do them.
Right.
And if you especially have somebody that's working with you, and it's hard because some days, I may give 60% and he's giving the 100%. It goes back and forth and vice versa. But when you both are working every day to make it happen, that's a good marriage. That's a good marriage. And I say all the time, I'm going in the ground.
Don't let me come off the
TV. McCoy, the only one, baby.
Right, the real McCoy, y'all.
There you go. And you have to make it happen. You have to, and sometimes, the devil will get into that relationship and you might wake up in a good mood, but he tries to jump on you. He tries to jump on you and or your mate. And sometimes you have to say, okay, devil, you're not going to have this day. You're not going to have it. Sometimes I'll walk up to James and, now the girls are gone. So we empty nesting over here, And I
say, good time over there.
Girl, look, I said, you so happy. You just living your best life. And I know you love me and this good wife you got. He'll say, yeah. But we have to laugh to keep from crying sometimes. And you got to share with your mate how happy you are. And sometimes lift them up and remind them, I'm a good mate too.
That's right.
Right?
Because I was just about to ask you like how you deal with like challenges and disagreements, but you just talked about it. And
no day is perfect,
right.
and sometimes it is hard. It's very hard. You have to work through those challenges. I think for us, the hardest thing, Lynn, was raising our girls.
Okay.
And for James and our relationship is not a traditional relationship. And what I mean by that is, when we started out, when you and I were in Little Rock, James was right down the street. His career has taken off and he has climbed the corporate ladder. That has meant that he travels more and more and more and more with each job, to where now James is gone every single week during the week. But on the weekends, he's here. Now, if it had started out like that, I don't know if we would have made it.
Gotcha.
But it was right. And God let us, have our good foundation.
Right.
As we grew, everything kind of gelled together. And now, I look forward to the weekends. I look forward to seeing him on Thursday or Friday. And we have our date night and we know, when the other one needs their time, because everybody needs a little time, to themselves. And I might be working here in my office. He has an office over on the other side of the house.
Come on, did y'all?
Girl, God is
on the other way over on the other side. I called it way over on the other side.
God is good. And I'm thankful. And I don't take anything for granted. And I've taught my girls.
I love it.
We've grown. And we've done it in increments. And, even now, I say all the time, God can take it in an instant. So every day, you have to wake up, be thankful, work for the relationship and work to be together.
Yes.
And be thankful for it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you remember a time, Dave, when you knew that with James, your husband, like you felt like, I feel so safe right now? Like you knew that was safety, that was it.
Well, I'm going to tell you that was today.
What?
And I went over and I hugged him and I just said, thank you for
Oh,
loving me. Thank you for taking care of me.
yes.
Being the one that I don't have to worry about. I said that to him today, this afternoon. And you know what? Sometimes I think we get caught up in being too fancy, being
Okay.
too, trying to be this.
Okay.
And today, I'll use this for an example. I came in, I had been gone, had a meeting, came back, and I said, "You want some soup?" I went into his office for lunch.
Okay.
He said, "That'd be great." I went in there, I made that soup, got him some little crackers, put it on a little plate, and took it in there to him. And that was enough, But he said, "Thank you, baby." Had his little soup. I came back in there, I got it, washed those little dishes. For us, we have to remember it's give and take, being humble and loving each other.
Come on.
And sometimes, I know women, sometimes we get like, I'm not going to submit. I'm not going to do, sometimes it's nice to just take care of your mate.
Oof.
And James takes care of me every single day. And just this afternoon, like I said, I told him, I just appreciate you. And I try, and we get so busy, right? But I try to remember to say that weekly to him so that he knows, I'm not taking it for granted. And then
Right.
sometimes when I feel like maybe he might be taking me for granted or that I'm here, I say, "Whoo, Lord, thank you, Jesus, for this good wife." And it's something we do. And he knows that's his cue to say, "Thank you, Lord, for this good wife."
Right.
I just need to hear him say it. I just need to hear him say it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what advice would you give to these single women? Because I feel like a lot of women have lost their way, and in what marriage is, what it entails. What is something or advice that you would give to a single woman thinking about being married, becoming a wife?
Mm. The first thing I would definitely say is go to church,
Okay.
get some counseling.
Okay.
We did our counseling with Reverend Boyd, and I will never forget that. And Reverend Boyd recently, over the holidays, went on to glory. And I will always be thankful for him, his wife, Bertie Boyd at AME Church
Oh,
in
yeah, I remember them. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
right. And Reverend
Yeah,
Boyd just passed away.
yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful couple. Still, like I said, they've been married all these years, over 60 years. And
mhm.
so I think when you have counseling and then you are able to go to church and share the love of God together, that's already your foundation.
Okay.
And that means a lot, because if you don't have God somewhere up in the mix, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be
Mhm.
hard because it's gonna be days when sometimes you can't talk to your mate, but
Right.
you can talk to God.
Come on.
You can
Mhm.
talk to the Lord. And I feel like I get um the Lord, the Spirit speaks to me.
Mhm.
And all throughout my time when I was raising my girls and my husband was traveling, I was by myself. Many times people would say, "You're not married." Yes, I am, but he's gone. So I think if you have a foundation of the Lord, the church, those are great things. Um, the thing that I would say, and I told you this the other day, for sure, don't listen to anybody if you married who's not married.
Come on.
I don't need any advice from anybody who's not been in a successful, happy relationship. And let's look at this. And you're married. Because
Mm.
it's different dating, it's different living together,
Right.
it's different being married and you are bound legally.
Mm.
All of those are different. So, my advice would be talk to somebody if you're thinking about marriage who is married. who's
Right.
been down the road that you aspire to be. The next thing too, I would say is don't go into it thinking you're gonna change somebody. Because Lord have mercy. You gotta accept whomever it is for what they, what they
Absolutely.
are, who they are. And we all have little quirks. I know I have things that drive James crazy. He has things that drive me crazy. And this is what I've told my daughters, you gotta figure out what you're going to put up with or
Come on.
what you're going to deal with. Is it bad enough for you not to stay married? Not.
I love
If he's not taking the trash out, if he's not washing the dishes, and I tell anybody, now see that I will never leave James McCoy over. I'll go wash dishes. I will take the trash out to the curb, but you're not gonna catch me leaving my good man over some foolishness.
Absolutely.
You figure out what it is you gonna put up with. And everybody got different things.
That's right.
Figure it out.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And lastly, I just want, because child, the reason why I decided to do this and talk to women in successful marriages and even to do Clocking In with Lynn and get all of this knowledge from all of you guys is because, I was married and I didn't do it right. So I'm like, I want to do this because now being mature and knowing everything that I know in life lessons, I know what I did wrong. So I'm like, I want to help these women get it right. Yes, and so exactly. I love it. I love everything. You, honey, you dropped some jewels today, honey.
I hope so, Lynn. I mean, it's about helping other women and empowering.
And what I was saying earlier, I feel like a lot of women they've lost their way. Like they're not, it's just way different. And so how do you keep balance with being that wonderful wife but still not losing yourself? How do you keep that balance? Because I have my ABC rule: A for attraction, you have to be attracted to that person. You have to have balance, and then C is commitment and communication. So how do you keep balance to make sure that you don't lose Shelly?
And that's a great question. And I'm going to go back. I'll take this all the way back to one of our sorors, Janet Tate. Janet Tate from Little Rock told me. Yes, I know you're going to remember that.
Oh, she was my grad advisor.
There you go. Okay, so Soror Janet told me when I was younger and a new bride to make sure that as a young woman, I had something for myself, whether it be, and this is your passion, what besides your mate gets you up every day, what gets you excited, and for me, it was Alpha Kappa Alpha. And she said, do those things while you're young. Carve time out for the things that you're passionate about. Now, hear me. And she said this to me. Do not let any organization make you lose your mate.
Oh.
So I'm going to say this. I have time out for Alpha Kappa Alpha. I have time out for the Links and all my other organizations. But you better believe James McCoy loves the movies. He loves to be with me. He loves my cooking. And he loves that solace, that quiet time that we have together. I'm going to get that.
Come on.
Every weekend.
Does he still collect his cars, Shelly?
And he still has his cars. And look, he has now expanded it. They are Marvel fans. He has the Batmobile.
Okay.
A replica that he has made of it. He still paints. It is unbelievable. His office, Lynn, is like a museum. And people come here and they want to look and just, see.
Right.
But that's his time, and that is what relaxes him.
Love it.
And so I know when he's doing that, I leave him alone. I know when fantasy football is on, I leave him alone. Now I try to kind of go and sit and watch it a little bit. I order him some pizza and wings, and he likes that. But it's all about learning.
Mhm.
What is going to make the relationship work? And for me, Sora Janet told me a long time ago, have something for yourself, because you'll have children. They will consume your life, but one day they will be gone. I couldn't see that, but now I'm so thankful for her words,
Right.
because my girls are gone. And now I fill my days with the things that I love and things that I've grown, organizations I've grown in,
Right.
and it's for me. And I tell them all the time, we have a family group chat, and I'll say, it's my time now.
I know that's right.
It's mama's time. Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. I just, girl.
Child. I love you. I'm
Love
so proud of
you
you. I'm
so
so
much.
excited for this, for you to have this and this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Like y'all just don't understand. Shelly and James, I call them the baby Obamas. They were my baby Obamas, honey. They the Obamas from the South. But they were real McCoys though, for real. But
Girl, we just
amazing.
and God has been
I
good
love
to
it.
us.
I love it. And we need to see more of that. That's why I was like, you were the person that I was like, I gotta get you to get on here and talk. So they need to see this. People need to see more of this. Like it's just amazing. And
I'll tell you that James is here. He knows what I'm doing, and he sends his love. He told me, said, tell Lynn I said hi. My boo girl. That is my
so much. I wish you guys many, 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 many more. I already know, child. Y'all are just awesome. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
I love you.
Appreciate you.
And I wish you nothing but the best with this and everything, because you've just always been so authentic, so sweet, so kind. And we just clicked as young girls.
We
And
did.
Now we might not talk every single day, but when we talk, hey, we pick right back up where we are. And you've seen the girls, and you've seen them grow up.
Yes.
And
now amazing.
I'm just thankful. I'm thankful. God has been good.
I am thankful for you, Shelly, and I wish you the best. I love you so much.
You love you.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. No problem.
Bye, honey. Bye.